By Admiral, we have a lot to discuss, but we have a disturbing new assessment now from America's top intelligence official about the ability of the United States to monitor Iran's compliance with the new nuclear agreement. Our chief national security correspondent, Jim Sciutto, spoke exclusively with the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper. Not necessarily sounding all that confident about this deal, is he?
Yeah, not a ringing endorsement. One of the jobs of the intelligence community is to monitor Iran's nuclear program, North Korea's nuclear program. These are things they're watching very closely. And in fact, the nuclear deal negotiated with Iran is built in part on monitoring by U.S. intelligence. You'll hear U.S. officials say frequently, listen, if they cheat, we're going to know. But you speak to Director Clapper, and he says he gave very conservative assessments, not only to Congress, but to the White House about their ability to do that. Have a listen to his answer. With regard to Iran, why does the intelligence community have confidence it could track Iran's nuclear program in light of past failures, for instance, with India's and Pakistan's? Why the confidence now?
Well, we say the confidence.
If there is.
We were required by the Congress to provide a rather detailed assessment, highly classified assessment of exactly what we could and couldn't do. We were very conservative in that assessment. So yes, there are some things we can do pretty well, but we also acknowledge that there are other things like plans and intentions of leadership that have been difficult with Iran anyway and will continue to be. So I'd say we have moderate confidence that we can monitor compliance with the agreement.
Moderate confidence. That's not exactly
well.
A
it varies from depends on what the issue is, and so I'm just giving you kind of an overall summary. Some areas we think are quite high, and others not so much. And it depends on the pretty detailed assessment we did of what our capabilities are on a discipline-by-discipline basis. The Iranians, and we've said this as well, will exploit every ambiguity they can in the agreement.
Exploit every ambiguity. I will say that he has confidence about their ability to monitor Iranian activities on the ground in Syria. And in fact, he said that they were watching those very closely. They knew in advance and watched very closely as Iran was sending military assets into Syria. Wolf?
As you say, not necessarily a ringing endorsement, the confidence level as far as the nuclear deal is concerned. Jim Sciutto, thanks very much. We're back with the former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, James Stavridis. You agree with the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence?
I absolutely do. I'm very concerned about that particular issue. And I'll tell you where we really need to up our game is in the cyber world. To the degree we're going to be able to track things, it'll be through big data and cyber. We probably also need to invest in clandestine and work with the Israelis who have good networks there as well.
To find out what's really going on?
Absolutely.
Because the U.S. track record, he mentioned Pakistan and India knowing about their nuclear program. North Korea, there was a nuclear deal with them back in the 90s during the Clinton administration. That didn't exactly work out so great.
No, and of course, famously in Iraq, we thought we had the ability to find weapons of mass destruction, and we did not. So I think there is no reason to have a high level of confidence, certainly.
What about